This is Aneta Key, bringing you facts and ideas worth playing with. I'm excited today to introduce to you an idea at the intersection of social media and computer-brain interface with multiple applications and huge market potential. As an investor, you care about the what, the who, and the how, but before that, let me tell you about the why in this video segment. We are talking about social media consumption. And let me break it down. Social media consumption is a function of the users and the use, i.e. how many people out there are using it and how exactly. And the users are a function of a population and penetration. In your classical business language, it's the size of the pie and the slice of the pie. Now, population shows you typical hockey stick profile. Slow until the mid-50s and much faster since, in fact, estimated to reach 10 billion people in my lifetime. By the way, the timing of the inflection point of population coincides with the births of Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and Eric Schmidt, and all three are clearly important for time. In a related, interesting fact, we can see another hockey stick in human lifespan. Since available data started 10,000 years BC, humans have lived to their mid-20s for the longest time. Lately, however, we have achieved a multiple of 3 to 4 times that as we eradicate disease. In fact, if you trust the transhumans out there, all three of them, we will soon deter death itself. As they say, death is wrong. So the human population is exploding. We have more people living longer, and hence we have a huge pool of potential users of social media. That is, the population pie is growing. As for the slice, well, let's look at the penetration, or how many people are reached with social media. A few explosive trends here. Obviously, explosive growth of the internet, mobile, and social. Facebook surpassing 1 billion users and actively looking for the next billion. Similarly, in China, you have 1 billion users of a single social network, and there are many more out there. And in fact, nowadays, even Google Plus has some users. So if social media consumption is a function of users and use, we've just established that the users will inevitably grow. So now let's look at the use. First, let me start with some empirical evidence. We, my friends, use social media a lot. Say I post on Facebook something like this. I wait for an hour, and what do I see? I get 39 likes and 11 comments. Another hour, my likes go to 59, comments to 15. Another hour, 83 likes, 21 comments, a few private messages, texts, phone calls. I love you guys. You're the bestest friends. But let's look at what's happening in more general terms. Well, a few things. First, when people use social networks, they feel connected to their friends. In fact, studies show that the brain experiences endorphins shower after a short few-minute engagement with social media. And people equally enjoy learning about what others care about and how they're doing, and hearing back from them. Another thing that is happening is that many users really like the likes. The likes inflate their Vigo like a huge pulsating red balloon. And for those not familiar with my term Vigo, that is our virtual ego. It is often hungry for more likes, and be warned, it can be quite vulnerable. In this chart, it's represented by the surface area. It inflates with likes and comments. But back to the business case. A third thing that's happening is that as the internet adds Googles and oogles of data every moment, a rational way to filter all that info overload is to read the personalized stream of news and interpretations posted by our own friends. A fourth thing is, of course, the experience of FOMO. And not to be confused with MOFO, FOMO stands for fear of missing out, which makes it very difficult to unplug. So all these things and many more lead to us simply killing time. And when it comes to time, I bet many more of us would agree with the transhumans. Death is wrong. So the story on the use turns out to be a bit more nuanced. We use social media for love and for fear, for purely rational and vigo-rational needs. But it does kill time. And often, time goes before its time and is preventing us from allowing time to reach its potential. Now, let me layer a parallel between drinking and social media to clarify. Like drinking, small doses can be relaxing, fun, and, well, social. Yet, drinking can lead to things like hangovers, DUIs, and addiction, not to mention many awkward moments. Now, the good news is we have experience with drinking pretty much since the time we have data on human lifespan, thousands of years of experience. And we already know that the happy medium is often called for in life, as those drink responsibly campaigns demonstrate. We also know that changing human behavior is tricky and goes beyond pure awareness. And that is why I believe there is huge potential for us to address how we consume social media for the sake of time. Well, at least until the transhumans figure out how to kill death and give us all the time in the world to kill time. So, what is it we're talking about? Well, the possibilities are endless. Sure, we can build mobile apps such as Facebook Ate Your Time, or Fight in short, or for the Bulgarians, Face ti spi mozak. We can use Google Plus Hangout platform for like Junkies Anonymous, or Facebook group chat to emoticon together. This is an intervention, my friend. But we can get so much further with the latest breakthroughs in science, neuroplasticity, and computer-brain interface. We truly could build amazing things that could blow our minds. But for now, we are keeping our efforts stealth. And as you know, in Silicon Valley, that is a code for we need to figure out what the hell we are doing, how to optimize reach, monetization, and of course, glorification. But in the meantime, I'm excited to reveal to you something quite public and open for everyone to join. An idea, nay, a campaign, nay, a global social phenomenon called Like Responsibly, designed by you, for you, any way you like it. I personally like to describe it as one small step for us, one giant step for the penetrated people of the world. Well, you're familiar with the many drink responsibly campaigns developed by the top creative agencies out there. In our case, we need to do better because we know people quickly ignore these campaigns, for they lack unpredictability and personalization, and each campaign expires too soon. Secondly, we can do better in a P2P world, and by P2P I mean person to person, where users are authors and censors and promoters. This campaign can indeed be designed by you for you any way you like it. It can be continuously fresh, and it can have a natural selection decide what works and what doesn't. So I would appeal for us to unleash the collective creativity and talents of the human race, starting with our own small friend circle. Now you can start now by submitting your ideas for posters, viral campaigns, gamification schemes, and online-offline experiences. For visuals, just jot on paper, snap, and share. For ideas, simply put in comments. April Fool's Day. I love you guys. Thank you so much for playing with me.